Okay, hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and demo how to create cylinders using the 1 point perspective formula. And just like with the block letters and with the pyramids, we're going to be using that formula to create the initial cube, and then we're just going to be adding a few more steps to this. So at the top, you should have the perspective 1 point perspective formula written. So you were drawing one square, one rectangle. Here we have all squares, the four rays, the one vertical line, the one horizontal, and then the last vertical and last horizontal to create these cubes. There are the measurements on the sides of all of the front faces, so you know how large you should make it. This is 2, so 2" by 2". And if you go to Canvas and you're looking at the assignment 1 point perspective cylinders and pyramids, right here you're completing 10 cylinders. This is what your paper should be looking like, and so from here we can create the cylinders. So just like with the pyramids, we're going to be creating an X, and we're going to be actually creating a few more lines into those X's, all right? So take for example, let's go ahead and start right here with this one at the bottom. We're going to make our cylinder standing upward, and so the first thing we're going to do is grab our ruler. We're going to bring it from the corner, back corner to front corner, right, on opposite sides. So right here, boom. Then we're gonna go ahead right here. We're lining up these corners, boom, okay. From here, we're actually gonna grab our rulers and we're going to create an additional line. We're aligning it right here to the vanishing point. So this middle line is always going to have a vanishing point ray, okay. And then right here, we're gonna just go ahead and create our line this way. Okay. And so we know for a fact that our middle part is right here, or our center is right there. Since our cylinders have a circle at the top and a circle at the bottom, this right here is going to tell us how large those circles are going to be, and this is going to be on one face, and so we're actually going to do this on the bottom face too. So right here, we're going to go ahead and just like the top, corner to corner, then corner to corner, right? Then the one in the middle goes towards the vanishing point, okay, and then the one over here, there it is. And so here's the center point there too, okay. And so what these lines are going to allow us to do is it's going to tell us how wide our circle is going to be at both the top and the bottom. And because our circles are actually in the receding area, so this is like obviously smaller, right? This is the front face. The circles are actually going to look more like ovals. So take for example, when we start our circle, we always start right here, right? Right here, right here. This is defining kind of like how wide that circle is going to be first. And then what we end up doing is we end up kind of connecting all of those curves together as best we can. And so right now you guys can see that this is actually looking more like an oval, more like an ellipse, right? And that's because of the perspective of it. And so that's what that bottom portion ends up looking like. From here, this is going to be the edge and this is going to be the edge of our cylinder. So we're going to bring our rulers and we're going to go ahead and bring it all the way up here. So right there is where that touches. And then this one right here from the edge all the way to the top right there. And so this is telling us that the edge up here is going to be here so we can see it, and it's going to be right here. We know the edge is going to be here as well as there. And so because we know that those are going to be the edges, we're just going in. And this is actually super difficult to do at first. And so at first it's going to look a little bit wonky, but we just go in and we kind of clean it up. And so it ends up kind of looking like that. And so then we end up seeing this top portion right here. And then this is the bottom portion, but if this were a solid object, we end up not even seeing that side. And so this really is the body of whatever it is that we are looking at, which in this case is a cylinder. So it's gonna look something like that. Okay, and that looks a little bit weird. It's because, again, the ellipse is a little bit different. If you want to go in and you're like, oh, this is kind of going outside of my lines, you can go in and kind of correct it as needed. And so right here, I'm going to just clean up the side as well. So there it is. This is that bottom side right there. And so that's what our cylinder ends up looking like. And we can turn our cylinder into different like faces. So right here, it's going upward, right? So it's vertical, it's going upward. This one, we can actually move it to the side, and then we can also do a front and back. So take, for example, over here, if we wanted to place it on its side, so where it's kind of going this way, what we would do is the faces are now, the circles are now going to be on the left or right side instead of the top or bottom. So right here, there that one is. This time, because this is not in the receding right side, that's not where we see it. This is the receding side. And so that's where that is, and this is that middle part. Over here, we do the same exact thing, so corner to corner. Over here, corner to corner. And then right here, this is up and down. And over here, this one goes all the way to the vanishing point. This center line right here. And so we know that the center is right there. Then we know that these edges right here is telling us where those curves are going to be. This is where the curve is going to be, right? And so then we just end up connecting them. So right here, what we end up doing, we bring it up here, we bring it here, we bring this here, and that there. Then this one, something like that, something like this. We grab our ruler, we're gonna go ahead and get these edges connected. So there's that one, this bottom one. And so then we end up seeing this side here, if it were a solid object, and then we have the rest of this body. And again, you can go in and kind of going just like that. And then the very last one, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys here. We're going to make it kind of facing this way, so the front face is right here. So we're gonna go in and make a square. Right here, this is going to be the front face, and I'm gonna try to go as quickly as possible. Okay, this one is the front, so there are no receding lines. So this time, instead of going over here, we're just not going to do that. Okay, so just like that. Then right the back. Over here. This one is a straight line. This one over here is a straight line. Okay, and so over here, this one should look more like a circle. not so much like an ellipse. Right, so like this. Like that. And like that. And then edge to edge. This is where you line it up to the vanishing point. Right here. And then right here at the top. And what we actually end up seeing is this front face here. And this one might actually end up sitting at that side. Clean this enough. There it is. We end up seeing that. And so that's our cylinder right here. Okay. And so that's how we create cylinders at different faces. And so we can go ahead and tackle these as well as the ones at the top. All right, guys. Thank you.